this morning we're going to go through the difference between endurance tack and traditional English leather tack. Now there are so many variants in both, to be fair, but for the English leather tack, this is quite an old set. I don't use it that often. I used to hunt as a teenager, kind of on Boxing Day. We drag hunt, we don't actually chase animals anymore. So we do have this one leather bridle. It could do with a little bit of TLC. It's not the fanciest bridle in the world, but it will do kind of to show you the difference between the two. So basically this one is a breastplate, martingale, reins and a normal cob noseband bridle. And then we have my biothane. So endurance tack is webbing coated in kind of a plastic called biothane material. The main difference is it can come in lots and lots of different colours rather than just black, brown or Havana, or like different colours of leather basically. But the other interesting thing, I guess, is with this there's lots and lots of buckles to do up, whereas this there's only clips to do up, so it's much quicker. But you can also get endurance tack in leather looks. You can get it in brown and black leather look, which I definitely would if I had to use leather tack all the time, because endurance tack you can literally just dip in a bucket and wash it off to clean it. I actually put mine either in the dishwasher or the washing machine to clean, and it comes up nice and sparkly clean. Whereas with traditional leather tack you have to use like leather soap, leather conditioner, and if you put it away it's good to put it away with like a really nice thick balsam or balm so that it doesn't crack and go mouldy. Whereas endurance tack you can kind of leave, it's much more low maintenance. So today we're going to get Azid in and we're going to tack him up and untack him all in my traditional tack and then all in my endurance tack, and kind of see the differences, time, kind of the speed, so you get a good idea of kind of the difference between endurance riding tack and traditional English leather tack. So we've just got Azid in from the field. He's going to be our model for our versus tack experiment, I guess. Come here, little one. So for the interest of fairness, I guess, the first piece of tack I'm going to put on I will have in my hand, and for the leather tack it's going to have to be the bridle, because the breastplate goes through the girth. So if I put the saddle on first I'd have to undo the girth and then do it back up. So the bridle is going to go on first with the English leather tack, and then Dan, who's behind the camera, is going to time how long it takes me from being stood here with the first piece of tack to be fully tacked up. Now I know that I'm not used to leather tack, so it probably take me longer than maybe most people, but I've practiced a little bit. I've had to fit this to him, so let's see what's quickest. Are you ready? Go. Okay. Good boy. The breastplate and the reins have to go over the head because they are attached. Ooh. Good boy. Head collar off. I know, this is funny, isn't it? Listen, good boy. Okay, and then the noseband has to go, oops, sorry. Try not to get it in your eye. Has to go underneath. And if I remember from my pony club days, your noseband should have a couple of fingers width underneath so they can still open their jaw and stuff. And the throat lash, I don't know if it's 3 or 4 fingers. Now this is the hard bit I find with leather tack, is getting it through all the keepers. Good boy. Stand. Okay, so that's 2 fingers, nice, and then throat lash. This might be a little. 3 fingers, 1 throat lash. And maybe this leather is a little bit stiffer because it's not used as often in the keeper. Okay, now we're going to have to put your head collar back on over the top. While I get your saddle. Round one. Good boy. Come on, please. Azid. Come, please. One clip to go. Okay, stop the timer.
3 minutes 40 seconds.
Okay. Oh boy, so I had four buckles to do up then. It actually wasn't that bad considering I don't do it that often. I actually think he looks so smart in leather tack. It just looks like a proper country horse, very handsome. I do find the buckles, especially if you've got cold fingers after a long ride, undoing the buckles can be a right pain, especially if you're not used to them. But good boy, what do you think? You look so smart. Hey? You look so smart. So now let's go with the endurance tack. The head collar is already on, that's part of the bridle. So they'd already have that on when they're tied up, ready to be tacked up. With endurance tack, what are you doing? I would start with the saddle. That would be one of the first things to come off in a vet gate as well. So let's go. Are you ready with the timer?
Yep.
Yeah, go. So I would put this on from any side, whichever side is closest. And I'm not gonna like rush. I should have cleaned my tack, shouldn't I really, before doing this? Boy. Next I would put on my breastplate so it doesn't have to go over the head. And clip one underneath. Okay, and lastly, I don't have to undo anything. You don't have to put the reins over the head, you can clip them on after, but I do. Bit in. You've got so much mane. Okay. Do up his curb chain, which I guess is a little bit cheaty because he didn't have it on that side. And then the final popper. Go. Oh.
We'll add a second for that. So 1:53.
Is that more or less than the...
The other one was 3:40.
No way. Well, that's way quicker. And now Azid is all ready for an endurance ride. It was actually 1 minute 50 quicker, which I thought they... Oh really? You're bored now? I thought was actually substantially quicker, even though I actually had more things to do up. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 things to do up because they're all clips. They were super fast, weren't they? Yes. It was so smart. I maybe should have cleaned my saddle and stirrups for this, but there we go. So now we've tacked up with both. Let's untack and see which is fastest. So pretend we've come back from a ride. I've literally also just noticed that I put the stirrups on backwards, but that doesn't matter because I'm not actually riding. This isn't fitted for him at the moment, but it was brown so it went nicer with the tack. So let's see how quickly we can untack with leather tack and get him tied up in a head collar. Are you ready? Go. So we'll just keep my arm through the rein, I've got him. Because I don't need to tie him up. Or do I? your nose band. And then throat lash. Okay, and the last of the breastplate. Okay, because the breastplate, the reins and the bridle all come off together. So, are we ready? Good boy. Put your head collar on. Okay. Stop the timer! 1 minute 47. Gosh, we want to present to the vet by then in a vet gate. That's actually quite a long time. Okay, I know I'm not used to it, so I could probably get quicker if I trained. Leather tack, un-tacking training. We don't need to, do we? So yeah, that is English leather tack on and off. Now let's do the endurance tack off. So we're going to pretend we've been on a ride and we're coming back in, and we're going to time how quickly I can untack and get him safely tied up in his head collar, ready for his after ride food, hey? Maybe we'll give you some treats for being a good boy for this, huh? Yeah. Okay, are you ready with the timer?
Yep.
Okay, and go.
Go.
It would help if I could do a clip, wouldn't it? Good boy. Stand please. And off.
50 seconds.
And that was with me faffing around with clips. I think the biggest difference is that I can stay on one side, just put my hand over and unclip things, so it all comes off really easily. So imagine in a vet gate, you're walking along, my crew will have clipped onto the head collar, I can unclip the bridle as you're moving, and I can take everything off as you go. Whereas if you had buckles, it would probably actually be really difficult to undo on the move. Look how dirty my girth is. Let's pretend that never happened. Real life people, sometimes things aren't pristine. So the endurance tack was nearly a minute quicker to take off, which in a race could be a big deal because you would go out on the next loop a minute faster than someone who was a bit slower, or if I was wearing my leather tack. This is another example of some endurance tack, slightly more out there. This is Qantas's. But I think they do look super smart in leather tack. So maybe I would get the leather look biathane tack, so it would be just as quick as my endurance tack, but I would look maybe a little bit fancy if I want to go out and about, because I really do want to try a little bit of kind of low level dressage, maybe a bit of arena eventing as they get older, just for a little bit of kind of variation. And I think it's really good for their training to go to different events and do different disciplines over the winter. Gives us something to do as well, doesn't it, Azid? So yeah, there we go. Endurance tack is much quicker, and I would say much easier and safer to untack on the move because it's all clips and you don't have to do any buckles. What are you doing? Hello? But leather tack does look really smart and traditional.